Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabi wa ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Welcome everyone. Inshallah, this will be a review class, and as we have, Alhamdulillah, have covered a few basic concepts and topics in Nahu, Alhamdulillah. So let's have a review of all the topics that we have covered so far, inshallah. So, as you know, that we started with the types of the Arabic language, and we now already know that that there are three types of Arabic language that is used has been used have been used. So the most common one is the street Arabic, that is usually the language that is spoken in the markets and the public places, and normally when we communicate with our friends and relatives and family. Then comes the Fusha. This is the language of the combo of combination of this street Arabic and some the part of it is from the ancient Arabic, and this is mainly the language which is for use for the newspapers and the media and their news channels, and that you heard and in the books normally. And then the last one is the language of the ancient Arabs, and that is called the Lisanul Arab. And our main focus is on the Lisanul Arab because the Quran is sent down to us in the language of the ancient Arabs, and because focus is on to learn the language of the Quran. So basically, we are going to have a focus on this Lisanul Arab, and we have to reach a goal inshallah ta'ala. And as our lessons will progress, we are going to have our topics in a more advanced way. More advanced terms will be introduced, inshallah. I will be covering the advanced terms as well, the advanced Arab, and almost all the advanced topics that I have learned from my teachers, inshallah ta'ala. So now, for the review, we have started with the kalima, and we already know that there are three types of kalima: al-ism, al-fail, and al-harf. And I'm sure that now most of you who are following my lectures, they are now familiar with these three terms, and inshallah, with the notes and with the revision, you will be these things and these terms will be on your tips. Even if you are a beginner, if you keep watching and if you keep revising your lessons, keep reviewing your notes, one day I'm sure that these all terms will be on your fingertips, inshallah. So now this is the most basic three terms, that kalima, that a word in the Arabic language will be only of these three types. All the words in the Quran that you find can be an ism, a fi'l, and a harf, and you cannot find any other word. The every each word will be of the from these three categories. It can be an ism, it can be a fa'il, and it can be a harf. And of course, there are many types of ism, many type of fa'il, and many type of harf. We are going to learn one by one, inshallah. So, okay, so here, this is the definition for these three terms, and you know that what is an ism. Already, you have already familiar with these three terms: al ism, al fa'il, and al harf. Ism is a noun, and it can be of any noun. It can be a person's name, a place name, a thing, an idea. You will be familiar with this idea thing when we are going to learn more about the Arabic advanced grammar. So there are, ism can be an adverb, adjective, pronouns, everything. Because in English we usually find these parts of speeches a separate category, but these are all included in one category, and that is called al-ism in Arabic, inshallah. And then comes the fi'l, and it gives, that it gives the meaning of an action, and it is a word that is always stuck in time. You can, if you by the time we are having our lessons in, I will suggest you to keep working on your vocabulary as well. And mostly I'll be sharing some vocabulary words and lists for those who want to improve their vocabulary, so they can go through those lists and memorize the words. And it will be a very good practice when you are going to open your Musaf, and you will find most of the words that you are familiar with, and it looks like an achievement, alhamdulillah. So the fail is a word which is stuck in time, and it can be just like any other language. You always find in any language, you find the past tense and the present tense and the command. So this is madi, mudare, and in Arabic language. And just like that, harf is a letter, and letters are of different groups. Till now, we have only learned about the huruf jar, that group that makes the words, the next word or the next noun, majroor. So we have now learned about these words that um, they are min, fi, ala, and there are more in this category of huruf or jar, but al huruf has many categories of huruf, and one by one we are going to cover them, inshallah. Then we learn about the alamat ism, that how can we find ism, that if even if we don't know the meaning of any word, how can we know that a word is an ism? Till now we have already learned about the alamat of the ism, and we have learned so far 5 alamat, and there are more. And I'm going to introduce those terms, inshallah, one by one, in our next lessons. But till now, most of you already are familiar with these 5 alamat, or these 5 signs of an ism, how to find an ism in any surah, like we did Surah Fatih, and we are going to do it again for those of you who have not come across that lecture. So we have learned 5 alamat till now. The first one is harf of jar, when a noun, when any word, not a noun, when any, if you don't know if it is a noun or an isim or a fail or a harf, how do you know that? When that word is preceded by a harf of jar. And what are harf of jar? You have already learned, but you are going to repeat them. That min, ala, all the prepositions, like the prepositions in Arabic are called the harf of jar. So like from, at, in, like this, to, these are all harf of jar. And when a word is preceded by a harf of jar, that means the next word is, that word is a noun, a ism. Then the next alama that we learn is the ta marbuta. This is closed ta. When a word ends with a closed ta, we know that that word is an ism. Then comes the tanween, and you are already familiar with this term. Tanween means it can be double dhamma, double fatha, and double kasra. So when a word ends with a tanween, we know that this word is a noun. Okay, so this will be before a noun. This will be in the end of or the last letter of a noun. This will also be on the last letter of a noun. Al. Now al comes in the start of a word. When an al is attached to a word, that word will be a noun. Okay, and most of the times word is starting with letter meme, like masjid, muttaqeen, muslimun, muslim. These all words. There might be words like I told you that every rule in as I already told you about that every rule in Arabic language has exception. So there might be exception words, phrases, or else that will not follow the particular rule that I'm telling you or that you have learned somewhere or you have read somewhere, and you get confused that I read this rule and but this word is not following that particular rule. So those sometimes we have, or almost all the time we have exceptions in our rules, and there might that might not fit that rule, and there are many exceptions with every rule. So just like that, most of the words which starts with meme are mostly ism, but you can find words which are not ism but it starts with meme. So for now, these we have learned these five um, signs to find an ism in Musaf, in any in Quran when we read any surah. So let's do practice now. Just find the we will see these five signs. We'll just keep these signs in our mind, and we'll see if we can find any noun in this surah, Surah Fatiha. Okay, so Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First word, Bismi. Okay, so I told you, and if many of you now must have been familiar with the harf of jar list, and they are many. Bata, Kaflam, Wow, Munzu, Musfara, Rubba, Hasha, Minanara, Ada, Hatta, Ila. Like these words, these are all harf of jar. So B is a harf of jar. So as you know that this is not a single word. This is a combo of two words. This is a letter ba. This is harf of jar and this is ism. So I told you when a word is preceded by a harf of jar, it is an ism. So this ism is this word ism is an ism. Okay. Um, So Bismi is an ism. Allahi. Okay, so what is this? How can we find out that this word is an ism or a fail or a harf? Now we already know this is very common. We don't need any sign or we don't need anything because we already know that Allah's lafzul jalala is a name of a creator, name of a Rabb. So this is already understood to almost all of you, even if you don't know any Arabic, even if you don't know a single word of Arabic, but Alhamdulillah, at least we know this word, that this word is an ism, a noun. This is the name of a Rabb, Allah Lafzul Jalala. And there is one more sign. The sign is this al, because ilah and al, this is the combination of two words. Al is preceding the word ilah, and this is making the word Allah lafzul jalala and ism. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so the next word is ar-Rahman. As we can see that again, this word is starting with al, and we know that al, when a word is preceded by al, we know that this is the sign of an ism. Alhamdulillah. So this is the ism. Okay, in the same way, Ar-Rahim. Rahim is preceded by al. Again, this is a ism. Alhamdu. Again, al here, this word is an ism. Alhamdulillah. Lillahi. Again, see here, li here, with attached with Allah, lafzul jalala. So li here means a word is an ism because this word, Allah lafzul jalala, is preceded by a harf of jar. This makes it an ism. Rabbi, again Rabbi, this is also an understood word. Rabbi is Rab, creator. It doesn't need any introduction, whether it is an ism or a fa'al or harf. It is understood by its meaning that this is an ism. Al-Alameen. Al-Alameen. Again, al here making this word a noun. Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim we have already done, and these both are nouns. Ism. Maliki. Maliki again is a ism. And how do we know that this is an ism? Very simple. I told you. Here, see, most of the time words starting with letter meme are ism. Simple. This word is an ism. Alhamdulillah. Okay, then yom. You don't know about anything, but we at least know that this is not a fail. Yom means a day. If you don't know a word, just go through the dictionary or the Quran with the meaning, find out the meaning, and you can also know that this till now, because we don't know much vocabulary, we don't know much meanings of the word, so we can go through the translation and we can see that if this word is an ism or a fail or a harf. Okay, otherwise, I think with the lectures which we are going to do, you will have the practice, and you will be good enough to find an ism, a fail, and a harf by yourself with more knowledge that you are going to get, inshallah. Okay, so the next word is ad-deen. Again, al here. So this word is an ism in Alhamdulillah. Iyaka, leave this word because it requires some advanced grammar. So we are going to do this word later, inshallah. Nabudu. Nabudu is a fail. We are going to do this word later, inshallah. Wa iyaka nasta'een. Okay. Now, ihdina as-sirat. As-sirat. Okay. Now see here. As-sirat, again, this is preceded by al. This word is an ism, alhamdulillah. Next word is al-mustaqim. Al-mustaqim, again, see here if you can find any alama or sign that I told you, the 5 signs that we learned here. If you can find this al here. So, al-mustaqim. Here is another sign. This word is starting with a meme. So you know that this is her ism. Sirat. Sirat, we already have done this here. And because we have done this word with an al, so we know that this is an ism. But because it is not preceded by an al or any other alama that we see, but at least we know it because we have already done this word here. So we know that this is an ism. Allazina, Allah, al. This is allazina. Again, this word is a noun because it is preceded by al. An'amta alayhim غير المغضوب. Okay, alayhim again. I think we did the attached pronouns as well, if you remember. So here it is an attached pronoun and it is attached with Allah. Allah, and Allah is a harf of jar. So this is also a noun. And I told you that pronouns are also included in the category of noun. Alhamdulillah. Okay, then غيري المغضوب again, 2 signs here, and this word is starting with a meme. So this word is a ism. Alayhim, again, same thing, a pronoun, and it is also included in the category of noun. Waladdallin. Alhamdulillah. So this here again, ad-dallin again is a noun. Alhamdulillah. So we are done with Surah Fatiha and we learned about the signs of ism, how to recognize an ism by these 5 signs. Keep these signs in your mind and open any surah and go and check out, find out the words and highlight them, underline them, that these words are ism. Alhamdulillah. With these 5 signs, you will be able to find isms, and we are going to do more signs in advanced grammar, inshallah. Okay, so the grammatical information included in the noun. Again, we learned about the four main characteristics of ism, and we already have done these four in previous lessons. And if any one of you have missed those lessons, please go through the previous lesson, and because we have done each the characteristic in detail, all the notes are given. Go and check the Telegram channel where I have shared the notes. You can go through the notes, and there are lots and lots of examples that you can go through, and you can have practice for those with the Musaf, inshallah. Okay, so the first sign was a tarif or kism, the type of the noun. How can we recognize, or how can we characterize an ism? There are four characteristics. Main four characteristics: a tarif or type, al jins, that's a gender, al-adad, that's number, and al-i'rab, that's the status. Okay, and we have already done them in detail, alhamdulillah. Okay, so this is the next slide, alhamdulillah. And these all four characteristics have these are subdivided into these types. The first one we have already done, and this is a tarif, which is divided into two parts, marifa and nakira. Al-adad, which is again divided into three, the number. You know that in English we have the singular or plural, but in Arabic we have three types: mufrad, musanna, and jama. Okay, and inshallah, we are going to do more practice, and we will go through Musaf to find out the words which are mufrad, which are musanna, and which are jama, inshallah. Then comes al-jins. Al-jins means the gender. Like every language, we have two genders, the masculine and the feminine, muzakkar and muannas. Now comes the Arab, that's Morab and Mabni. And there is one more category, Mamnu min as-sarf. We are going to do in detail that Mamnu min as-sarf in advanced grammar, inshallah. Uh, so for now, this is Morab and Mabni. Okay, Morab and Mabni. So let's see if, yes. Okay, so we are going to do the review for these all. So the first one, as you know that here, Tarif, Marifa and Nakira. Let's go through it. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay, so a Tarif, it is divided into Marifa and Nakira. Okay. So Marifa and Nakira, what is this? Every word in Arabic language is either marifa or nakira, and we know that when a word, how can we find a word if it is a nakira noun? When we find a tanween at the end of a word, we know that that word is nakira, like kitabun. This un sound, and like Rafana Sabjar. Now you are already familiar with these terms, Rafana Sabjar, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. You remember this chart, and I hope that whoever is following my lectures must be familiar with this chart now, alhamdulillah. So you know that this rafana subject forms of the nakira nouns are muslimun, musliman, and muslimin, that ends with the double dhamma, double fath, the dhammatain, the fathatain, and the kasratain. Double dhammas, double fathas, and double kasras. So we know that when a word, a noun, is it is a nakira if it ends with a tanween, alhamdulillah. No a or an in Arabic, and that is an indefinite nakira noun, because we know that when we are translating a nakira word in English, we are automatically going to put a book, like, because we know that it is a nakira noun. So how to convert a nakira noun into a marifa noun? Just add al, because al is used this is in English it is the, and we know that it converts a nakira noun into a marfa noun when we are going to add al in the beginning of a word like al kitabu. And I told you that al and tanween don't go together. If you are going to put an al in the start of a noun, you have to drop one of your Dhamma, Fatha or Kasra from your Tanween, inshallah. So see here, because this kitab was in the marfu state, it was in the rafa state, it has the double dhammatain, we had to drop one dhamma to add an al to a word al-kitabu, it becomes al-kitabu to make it a definite or marfa noun. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now, let's go to the next slide now. Okay. Now again, we learned these 7 types of marfas because we were doing Nakira and Marfa. Nakira noun is very simple to find because it has only three types. Like it can be in the form of Rafa, it can be in the form of this Rafa Nasab and Jar. And we know that if it has tanween, the word is Nakira. But Marfa noun has many types. It has 7 types. A definite tense can be divided. It has 7 types. Al-ism, al-alam, al-mu'raf bil-lam, al-damir, ismul ishara, al-ism mawsul, al-mudaf ila marifa, and ismul munada. These are the 7 types of marfa that we have learned so far. So, Nakira noun, you are already familiar. It has the Dhammatain, Fathatain, and Kasratain. Now, let's look at these Marfa nouns, how to find these Marfa nouns and what are these types. First is Al-Ism, Al-Alam. We are going to read all of them. We are going to revise all of them one by one. Al-Ism, Al-Alam. So, what is this? They are the proper nouns in Arabic, specific names of people and places. Okay, now, what are these? Example is Maryam, Hamza, Muhammad, Makkah. These are the specific names. Any specific name, okay, that you see in Arabic is an ism al-alam, okay? Al-ism alam. It can be name of a person, can be a female, can be a male, or it can be any country or city's name. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Next is al-mu'arrafu bil-lam. What is al-mu'arrafu bil-lam? Words with al. Alhamdulillah. That lam in the al is called the lam at-tarif. Right? Okay. So al-mu'arraf bil-lam, they are the nouns with al in the beginning. Alhamdulillah. The lam in the al is called the lam at-tarif. The al in Arabic means the, which makes a word specific, which makes the word marifa. Remember that tanween and al never come together. As I already told you, for example, the word al-muslimun is incorrect. Why? Because you put al and the tanween together. You cannot put al and the tanween together. It will be wrong. You have to draw one of your dhamma or fatha or kasra when you are adding al to your noun. When you are making a nakira noun into a marifa noun, you have to drop your this double dhammas or fathas or kasras, and you have to just put one dhamma, one kasra, or one fatha, inshallah. Examples are, okay, this is I forgot to put the dhammas here, but examples are al-kitabu, the book, Al-Rajulu, the man, Al-Baytu, the book, the house, Al-Kalamu, the pen. Okay, one thing here is why I'm putting here the Dhammas, Al-Kitabu, Al-Rajulu, Al-Baytu, Al-Kalamu. I can say Al-Kitabi, Al-Rajuli, Al-Bayti, Al-Kalimi. I can say that. I can say that. But as I told you, all the nouns have a default state, and the default state is the Dhamma, the Rafa state, the Marfu state. Because if a word is in the state of nasab, or if a word is in a state of jar, I mean the mansoob and the majroor state, there has to be a reason for that. There has to be a reason for that to be mansoob or to be majroor. But because the default, the basic state of a noun is the rafa or the marfu state, we are supposed to put a dhamma here. Okay, so this is al-kitabu, al-rajulu, al-baytu, al-kalamu. The nakira states are kitabun, rajulun, baytun, kalamun. Alhamdulillah. So I think this term is clear now. Al-mu'arrafu bil-lam. All the words which starts with al are the isim marfa nouns. And what do we call those isim marfa nouns? Al-mu'arrafu bil-lam. Al-mu'arrafu bil-lam. Alhamdulillah. So they are al-kitabu, al-rajulu, al-baytu, al-kalamu, and so on. Alhamdulillah. Okay, this is the conversion chart. How do we convert it? See this? This is the Rafa state, this is the Nasab state, and this is the Jar state. The three states that we have learned, the three Arab states that we have learned so far, the Dhamma state, the Fatha state, and the Jar state. Rajulun, Rajulan, Rajulin. And we know that these are Nakira states. Why? Because we know that when there is no sign of Marfa, there are seven signs of morphisms. I showed you, this is the slide here. There are seven types of morpha nouns, and you know that this is not one of them. Okay, because the nakira noun always have without these signs, and the simple sign is that it will have the tanween and on the last letter, and it can be double dhammas, double fathas, or double kasras. Dhammatain, fathatain, kasratain. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now converting it from indefinite to a definite noun, drop this single dhamma from the double dhammas and put single and add al here. Rajulun becomes a rajulu. Rajulan becomes a rajula. Rajulin becomes a rajuli. Okay, this is the marfu state, this is the mansoob state, and this is the majroor state. Alhamdulillah. Okay, just like that, waladun becomes al-waladu. Waladan becomes al-walada. Waladin becomes al-waladi. So, I told you, al will not go with tanween. Drop one dhamma, one fatha, and one kasra, and make a noun from nakira to marfa. Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, the next type of the Marafa noun is ad-damir. All the pronouns in Arabic language are definite, alhamdulillah. Okay, so these are the Marfa, all the Damirs are Marifa. They are all definite nouns. And I told you that a damir or the damirs are also in the category of nouns. And you remember the first day we learned the definition of the noun. What is a noun? It includes pronouns as well, because it includes the adjectives, the ideas, the pronouns, everything that you see that was included, that was a separate category in the English language grammar, or it is included in a noun in just one category in the Arabic language. For example, uh, now you already know about these nouns. Hua is he, anta is you, and ana is I, and these are marfa nouns. They all pronouns are a definite, alhamdulillah. They are marfa. Okay, the next one is Ismul Ishara. All the Ismul Isharas. We have a separate lecture on Ismul Ishara. Please go through the previous lectures and you will find a lecture on Ismul Ishara. Go through it. You will find lots and lots of examples on Ismul Ishara. Review that lecture. Learn about Ismul Isharas. What are they and how do we use them? What are the different charts of Ismul Ishara? And you will be you will have a good practice for that. Just for now, just for review now, all the small ishara are We call them the pointing or demonstrative pronouns, and they are all definite. Isim marfas. Okay, this is one of the type of al-marfa nouns. And the examples are haza, zalika, hadihi, and tilka. Haza is this, that's for masculine. Zalika is that is again for masculine gender. Hazihi, this is for feminine gender. And tilka is that for feminine gender. Alhamdulillah. Okay, then comes our Ism Mosul, and again we have already done this, and we have a separate lecture for Ism Mosul. Go through the lecture and find out more examples on Al Ism Al Mosul. And these are the relative pronouns. What are they? What are these relative pronouns? Alladhi and allati. The one who masculine, the one who for feminine gender. Alhamdulillah. Okay, the next type of the marfa isim is al-mudafu ila marifa. Now, what is that? Al-mudafu ila marifa. You are already familiar with the term mudaf now. So, what is al-mudafu ila marifa? The nouns which are connected to any definite nouns. See this? Ila marifa. To a marifa. To a marifa. A mudaf, which is towards a marifa noun, is again a marifa itself. Okay, so the nouns which are connected to a definite nouns are definite themselves as well. So the example is Book of Zaid. As you know that for a mudaf it has to be nakira. Mudaf are always nakira. This is mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. You know we did the this idafa construction. So the first part is the mudaf and the second part is the mudaf ilayhi. And the mudaf has to be a nakira noun. But there is a condition. If a mudaf ilayhi is definite, then mudaf will also be considered as definite, even if it is a nakira noun, but it will be considered definite. And this type of mudaf is called al-mudafu ila marifa. Alhamdulillah. So the book of Zaid, because Zaid is a marifa, a specific name of a boy, Zaid, then this is this becomes nakira noun becomes al-mudafu ila marifa, because this is attached to a marifa noun. Alhamdulillah. Okay, one more thing about okay. Now the next is the example is Baytullahi. Alhamdulillah, Allah Lafzul Jalala is again a definite noun, and Bayt, as you know, that this is a general name for a house, and it is in the state of nakira, but it becomes a mudaf ila marifa because it is attached to a definite noun. Allah Lafzul Jalala. Alhamdulillah. Kitabu Zaidin and Baytullahi. This is the idafa construction, the of fragments. Alhamdulillah. And we have already done this and we are going to do it in the later lecture, inshallah. We are going to review this one as well. And there was one more rule for mudaf ilay. And what is that rule? The mudaf ilay will always be in the majroor state. All the mudaf ilayh will always have kasra, a double kasra or a single kasra, depending on the word. So the Zaidin and Baytullahi, Alhamdulillah, these are in the state of jar, they are majroor. A mudaf ilayh will always be in the state of jar. Alhamdulillah. Okay. The next one is al-ismul munada. Al-ismul munada, the noun which is addressed with ya. For example, ya rajulu and ya waladu. Okay, like this. When we call someone, we address someone, we put ya. Okay, ya rajul, ya walad. Okay, so this ya, when attached to a nakira noun, it makes it a marfa noun, al-ismul al-munada. So the noun when is attached with the ya, it becomes a marfa noun. Ya rajul, ya walad. Okay, so now I think you have already done this exercise and I have added it again here. Make the following nouns definite by adding the al. the article al, as we already told you that how we can change uh, nakira noun into marifa by adding al. Okay, so like this, you are going to do this exercise by putting al and dropping the tanween. Quranun becomes al-Quranu. Okay, akhun becomes al-akhu. Okay, take any other word like sa'atun become as-sa'atu. Masjidun al-masjidu. Okay, these are all almost in the Rafa state. Un. See this Rahimun, Ar-Rahimu, Ar-Rahimu. And you can see here, we did this. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We did this. Uh, okay. Where do I'll show you. See this. Here, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahim. Okay, this is the state of jar. And there is a reason here, and we are going to do inshallah when we will go through the Arab in detail, that why a word is jar and why a word is nasam, because I told you there are reason for a word to be in the state of nasam, there is a reason for a word to be in the state of jar. So here this harf of jar is making all these words, connected words, in the state of jar. And inshallah, don't get confused, we are going to do this, that how they all become in the state of jar because of only this letter ja, harf of jar, ba, right? Alhamdulillah. So Ar-Rahim, see this, there is no tanween. Ar-Rahman, there is no tanween. Ar-Rahim, Ar-Rahman. You can see As-Sirata, there is no tanween here, because when you are attaching an al, there you will never find a tanween with al. Al-Mustaqima, like Al-Maghdubi, no tanween here. Wala Dolin, see Noon, the fatha, there is single fatha, no tanween. Allazina, no tanween here. So there will never be a tanween with al, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so we are done with this. So just change these all words in from nakira to marfa nouns by adding al, and do this practice. Please do this practice, and inshallah, if you want to share with me, you can share by commenting and attaching your work in the comment box, inshallah. Or you can email me, and the email address I have already shared in the description box. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now next come the al-jins, the muzakkar and monas. Okay, I think I'll stop the recording here, and we will continue with the al-jins from the next recording, inshallah. Barakumullahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.